What if the real shock is not the mansion itself, but what the world believes it represents? In the last few hours, a bold headline has raced across fan communities with electrifying speed. Wang and Shen Yue, new mega mansion, bought together. Three ideas fused into one irresistible narrative, instantly sparking celebration, disbelief, and intense speculation. For many, it sounded like confirmation of a long-suspected private reality. For others, it raised a quieter, more unsettling question. How did a story this big arrive without a single official word? To understand why this claim has hit so hard, one must return to where it all began. If you are still watching, subscribe. Let's get the story started as the world of your favorite celebrity unfolds. Stay tuned. Wang and Shen Yue are not just actors. Together, they are a cultural imprint. Their on-screen partnership created a generation of fans who did not simply watch a story unfold, but carried it forward, hoping it might escape fiction and enter real life. Years have passed, careers have expanded, paths have diverged, yet the emotional association has never truly faded. So, when whispers of a shared mega mansion emerged, they did not land as ordinary real estate news. They landed as symbolism. A mansion is not just a house. It is permanence. It is investment. It is a statement of arrival. And when two names are attached to one address, the public reads meaning into every brick and window. The reports themselves are vague. No documents released. No official confirmations. No photographs of keys exchanged or gates opening. Instead, the story travels through suggestion. Insiders. Observers. Claims of luxury properties. Hints of a high-end purchase tied to long-term planning. And that is all it takes. Fans began imagining a sprawling estate hidden behind tall walls. Private gardens. Sunlit rooms. A sanctuary away from cameras. A place where two people who once shared electric chemistry might finally share space, away from scrutiny. But imagination, while powerful, is not evidence. Wang's rise in recent years has been nothing short of meteoric. With that success comes wealth, independence, and the ability to invest in premium property. Shen Yue, equally accomplished, has built a career marked by careful choices and a preference for privacy. Either could purchase a luxury home on their own without explanation. So, why did the narrative insist on together? Because together completes a story fans never stop telling. The idea of a mega mansion shared by both actors satisfies a deep desire for continuity. It suggests that what once felt real on screen endured off screen. That time, distance, and silence did not dissolve connection, but strengthened it quietly. Yet there is another interpretation, one far less romantic and far more realistic. That the mansion exists, but the meaning assigned to it does not. In the entertainment industry, property purchases are often misreported, misunderstood, or deliberately obscured. Celebrities buy through companies, through representatives, through layers designed to protect privacy. One purchase can easily become two names through assumption alone. And still, the word shocking remains attached. Because what truly shocks the public is not the possibility of success or wealth. It is the possibility of intimacy continuing without permission. Without updates, without confirmation. Wang and Shen Yue have mastered the art of restraint. They do not fuel speculation. They do not correct every rumor. They allow silence to stand, even when it becomes uncomfortable. And that silence becomes fertile ground for stories like this one. If they did buy a mansion together, it would represent a level of privacy so complete that it excludes explanation entirely. A life choice made without audience approval. A boundary drawn in concrete and gates. If they did not, then this story becomes a mirror, reflecting how strongly fans still want their paths to converge. How success is interpreted as shared. How separate achievements are woven into a single fantasy. What remains undeniable is this. The idea of Wang and Shen Yue building something lasting together still carries enormous emotional power. Enough to turn a rumor into a headline. Enough to turn speculation into belief. But belief does not equal truth. Until official confirmation exists, the mega mansion remains a concept rather than a fact, a symbol rather than a structure, a story fueled by longing, nostalgia, and the enduring impact of a pairing that once felt larger than fiction. The camera pulls back. No moving trucks. No opening gates. No public celebration. Just two individuals continuing their lives, successful, private, and fully aware that the world is still watching for signs. And perhaps that is the real revelation. Not that they bought a mansion, but that years later, the idea of them building a life together is still powerful enough to shake the internet. Whether the walls exist or not, the story already does. And for now, that is enough to keep the conversation alive. And as the story continued to spread, it began to outgrow the mansion itself. Because once the idea took hold, people stopped asking about property records or locations. They started asking what it meant. The narrative shifted from real estate to destiny, from investment to implication. The house became a metaphor, and metaphors are far more powerful than facts. In fan discussions, the mega mansion was no longer just a structure. It was described as a retreat from fame, a shared future hidden behind walls high enough to keep the world out. A quiet declaration made, without words. To many, it felt like the kind of move people make when they are done explaining themselves. And that is precisely why it felt so believable. Wang and Shen Yue have always occupied a strange space in public imagination. They are not constantly linked in headlines. They are not seen together at events. They do not feed speculation. And yet, their connection has never been fully dismissed. It lingers, dormant but intact, resurfacing whenever a rumor suggests permanence. A mega mansion suggests permanence. It suggests roots, stability, a long view of life beyond schedules and scripts. For fans who watched their chemistry spark years ago, the idea of them investing in a shared future feels less like gossip and more like delayed fulfillment. But here is where the story quietly reveals its fragility. There are no verifiable images, no confirmed addresses, no statements from either party, not even a denial. And in celebrity culture, silence cuts both ways. It can protect truth, or it can allow fiction to flourish unchecked. Industry realities also complicate the fantasy. High-profile actors often purchase luxury properties as financial strategy, assets, safe investments, privacy fortresses. These purchases are frequently handled through intermediaries, making ownership difficult to trace and easy to misattribute. One luxury acquisition can become two names simply because the internet wants it to be so. Still, the rumor persists because it answers a longing. It answers the question of whether something real survived after the cameras stopped rolling, whether fame separated them or quietly aligned them, whether success pulled them apart or gave them the freedom to choose one another without interference. Yet there is another, quieter possibility, that both Wang and Shen Yue are simply entering a new phase of life, one where privacy matters more than validation, where investments are personal, where silence is not secrecy, but peace. In that version of events, the mega mansion is not shared. It is symbolic. It represents growth, not romance. Independence, not union. Two individuals building their own sanctuaries, mistakenly merged by public imagination because their names still echo together. And perhaps the most telling detail of all is this. Neither has attempted to correct the narrative, not because it is true, but because correcting every story would mean surrendering control. By saying nothing, they allow the world to talk while they continue living, working, evolving, choosing what parts of themselves remain unseen. In cinematic terms, this is not a reveal. It is a long shot. The camera hovering above a city full of lights, knowing that behind some of those walls are lives the audience will never fully understand. The mega mansion may exist. It may not. If it does, its doors remain closed. If it does not, its image has already been constructed in collective imagination. Either way, the effect is the same. The story reinforces how enduring their association remains. How a single rumor can reignite years of emotional investment. How success, when paired with nostalgia, becomes irresistible fuel for speculation. As the noise gradually settles, one truth stands firm. No official confirmation has been given. No shared future has been announced. No keys have been displayed for the world to see. And yet, the headline has already done its work. It reminded everyone that some pairings never truly fade. They simply wait, resurfacing whenever silence leaves room for hope. The camera does not end on a mansion gate opening. It fades out on something far more powerful: the idea. And the realization that sometimes the most shocking stories are not about what was built in concrete and glass, but about what continues to live, quietly and stubbornly, in the imagination of those watching from afar.